Join James Tambalebi for Ask the Expert.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Ask the Expert on Radio Mount Orel, CTN, FM 107.3 with me, James Tambalebi. For this edition, we will take a look at the concept family planning, and my expert is Dr. Ufuoma Festus Omo-Obi, Country Director of Maristop Sierra Leone. Family planning services are defined as educational, comprehensive, medical, or social activities which enable individuals, including minors, to determine freely the number and spacing of their children and to select the means by which this may be achieved. Family planning may involve consideration of the number of children a woman wishes to have, including the choice to have no children, as well as the age at which she wishes to have them. These matters are influenced by external factors such as marital situation, career considerations, financial positions, and any disabilities that may affect their ability to have children and raise them. If sexually active, family planning may involve the use of contraception and other techniques to control the timing of reproduction. That said, for an expert view on the concept of family planning, I am here with Dr. Ufuoma Festus Omo-Obi, Country Director, Maristop Sierra Leone. Doc, let's start with an overview of the concept of family planning. What do we mean?
When we talk about family planning, we are talking about quality of life. We are talking about a woman and a family fulfilling their plans, their aspirations. We are talking about sustaining community. We are all here today because someone gave birth to us and the world is growing and developing, When we talk about family planning, we are looking at productivity. It's the word they use these days called demographic dividend. What are you getting from the number of people in your population? So family planning is not only just the healthy spacing and timing of pregnancy. It's a whole lot of things. It's about our people, the quality of life they live, the economic impact of people on society and society on people, and the choices that women, families, couples do make. When we talk about family planning, we are talking about two genders. We're talking about the male gender and the female genders. Most times when we talk about family planning, what comes to people's mind is, woman, go prevent. No, not so. Family planning is about man and woman. How do society perceive us, And if I go a little bit downwards now to where everybody is very familiar, how many picking you want born, na God they give, how you for look after you picking them, and all of that. So because when you look at society, when people get married, the next thing people look out for is that they start looking at the lady's tummy. Family members and friends, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, it becomes a discussion, And at times, when some people have a lot of children, they say, you don't pay for prevent, do you left the pikin, left the woman, like 10 children or 12 children and all of that. So the concept of family planning, as it is today, was shaped, I will give you some insight about that, was shaped by two gentlemen. Apparently one of them...
The background of the concept family planning, that's what I want to come to now.
So the family planning became a bit popular some years ago because what we see here today in Africa and in different parts of the world was what was all over the world. You see women having 10 children, not only restricted to Sierra Leone, even the England that a lot of people go to and reside in Europe, America, Asia, people were having lots of children, and it became a source of concern to a couple of people because while some people were having lots of children, some were not having, and all of that, and it became very apparent and important to a young lady called Mary Stopes, for example. I'll give you my perspective. Mary Stopes, who was married as a young girl. Everybody expected her to get pregnant and have babies. She couldn't. She didn't have babies. She couldn't have babies and all of that, and she had to divorce the husband and get married again and had a child. And that's when she now wrote her first book called Married Love, because she was young, naive then, back in the early 1900s, when she got married, and everybody expected, not knowing that the problem was from the man. She was married, yes, she wanted a baby, but the man couldn't impregnate her. So that instigated and stimulated her interest in, reproductive health generally. How can we support, women and girls to have access? I want to have a baby. Why not? I want to have a baby. I should be able to have a baby. I don't want to have. I should be able to space. And so around, like I said, the early 1900s, she was interested in these, started mobilizing women. Then women didn't have a voice to say how many children they wanted, or how many, when they are not able to have children, what happens to them, and all those kind of things. Whether it could be the man's problem or the woman's problem. And she began that movement as a woman. At the time she was so engaged in the process that she started running a birth clinic, where to both help people have babies and also help women who want to space their children, just like we have here today. A lot of women want to space their births, and that's one of the things I would say family planning is about. It's about having a number of children you want to have. It's a thing about choice. So that's what instigated, like I said, the historical perspective, the interest of Miss Marie Stopes on family planning. But the global dimension about family planning as a practice, as an intervention, which a lot of governments, like we see China, China, because of their population growth, had to put a national policy. All man born one Peking, all man on time born two. And I think they are trying to reverse it now because of their needs of their population. But you can't, if you don't have a population you can't look after. What is that? When you have a youthful population who are not productive, who are not engaged, who are not, it means that there's an imbalance in the demographic cycle. It means when those who are in that age of productivity move to the upper age strata, when they should be depending on the younger age, okay? So if you have a population right now of adolescents, young people who are not productive, not engaged, not working, not productive, not contributing to society at this time, when they become above 50, what will happen to those under them? So, and that is what we talk about demographically. The biggest size of your population should be productive. But what we have these days is, if you look at our society right now, is those who are above 50 that have it. The adolescents and young people from maybe 35 to 18, you see them roaming around. Not also, that's what we have in the community. And so the concept of family planning is raising a productive society and community. And about 40 years ago, two gentlemen were the ones that took family planning as an agenda globally. And one of them is called Tim Black. Because he saw that around that time in the UK, the Marie Stopes clinic that was founded by Marie Stopes was to be sold, and he didn't want this clinic to be sold and maybe converted to a warehouse or store, and he bought it. And that his agenda was that, okay, let me make this service available. Children should be by choice, not chance. It's good to, preserve life and all of those kind of things, but is to have babies and all of that. But you should, as a woman, you should want to be pregnant when you want to. And I will tell you, ask our older ladies when they cross 40 or they are above 50 and they are done with picking business. A woman of 50 or so, not talk about getting pregnant. If you tell her, will you be pregnant? You say, me at this age? Are you know what I'm saying? But the only way they are empowered is because of either menopause setting, or some of them, in Africa, our fertility rate is like this, it's so high compared to some societies. And so you see a woman at 45 still getting pregnant. In some countries, even when you're getting to approach 6 or 40, menopause starts coming in, or octopus as they call it, starts setting and they can't have babies. But in our society, African societies, or in Sierra Leone, for example, the fertility rate is very, very high. You touch women at 45, 50, some of them, before you see that they miss periods, they carry belly. Are you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the only way a woman can be empowered and be in charge of spacing her births is to be on a contraceptive method. When women are on a contraceptive method, they are safe from, getting pregnant.
You're listening to Ask the Expert with James Tamba-Leby.
I was going to ask about the purpose of family planning, but you have explained that by killing two birds with one stone. So let's look at the distinction, if you can compare and contrast family planning and birth control. Is it one and the same, or is there a line of distinction?
It depends on how you look at it. The word, let's look at the two words, family planning. It means you are planning your family. Yeah. So as an individual, it's at the individual level. I would say it's at the realm of personal responsibility. You are planning your family. And I think a lot of us do that. When you begin to think about how to send your child to school, how to, how many children, your cousins, your uncle, and you have family planning, family meetings. As you are planning your family. And the concept of reproductive health, we're talking about healthy timing and spacing of pregnancy. And that's what we are talking. I want people to understand, my dear listeners, family planning is not about preventing or controlling population or controlling birth. No. Family planning or contraceptive delivery is about healthy timing and spacing of pregnancy. Last year, as youngly old as I am, I had a baby, right? I planned for it. I knew that I was going to be, when I'm going to be 60, I still need to be doing school runs, right? And I was like, is that a risk I want to take? When I should be sitting out with my children and drinking and sipping coffee, and having chats about the economy and talking about what they'll be doing. Would I be, because I had a baby last year, I'm above 40. It means that when I'm going to be 60, my child should be about 18 or 19 years. So I need to still be involved in the child's life. But my older children, the one before that one is like 5 years older. That guy would be like 25 already. It should be off somewhere, my assumption. And that's looking at my future. It's also possible for me to say I want to have a baby now or maybe next year. But the reality is that do I have the energy at 70 to be doing school runs? Are you getting what I'm saying? So these are some of the conversations. So family planning is about looking inwards and say, okay, how do I want to, this is my wife, this is my partner, I love her so much. Do we, she needs her body to recover. How do we space space pregnancy, for example, as an example. Then birth control. Some people at times can mix the two together, and there are differences depending on where you are standing. The only way you can control birth is through policy. If looking at it from this lens, okay, like government of China say, listen, this country will want to control birth. Everybody, you must not have more than one child. In fact, it's like you don't have a choice. I think I don't know the operational reality, but after you get pregnant, your first pregnant, whether to tie your tube, so I don't know. Because everybody literally is one person. Don't bring more than one person. Right now there are 2 billion people. Imagine if one person brings 2 people in a year. Where would the scamper for resources and everything? So it has to be like, that's rather I would say a population control or something. But
so you're saying that family planning is personal choice.
It's a personal choice.
Birth control is an external.
I would say population control. Would be an internal intervention, and you can use the word family planning and birth control. I would say intermittently, because you want to control the number of births. But most times, what I've seen, we're looking at the policy space. Nations could say, listen, we don't want drama. In fact, at times, some of the policies that are underpinned, that at times, look at this, for example, have you seen that when you fill a form, at times they say, put your dependents, we can only take care of 4. Because the companies don't want to say, okay, you bring 10 children to say, for like health insurance or benefits or some kind of things, right? Say, all man bring 200 children. A man can pregnant as many women as possible. So that's some of the policy, underpinning policy, when we go into the dimension of population control. But what the government of Sierra Leone is putting out here is demographic dividend, quality of life for its citizens. That's what His Excellency Madabu is talking about. Family planning can change our lives, can reduce poverty. The amount of money government spends on treating and caring for women who are pregnant is a lot. The free healthcare drugs that the government spends, when they say government, you are crying for power, you are crying for water, you are crying for road. And government is spending more than a lot of money on health budget. And when you look at health budget, free healthcare products, What is driving free healthcare product is under 5 and pregnant women. All the women are getting pregnant. And government saying, okay, you deliver for free. You are delivering for free. Woman needs oxytocin. She needs max sulfate. She needs gloves, spirit. She needs doctors to take care of the delivery. Instead of doctors to be trained in specialized in other areas of medicine, they are just there, delivery. And government is free. Under 5 treatment is free. You come, you bring your child, immunization, everything, free. The company is spending so much on that area. So there's no resource to put on critical areas of the economy, industrialization, infrastructure, education. What will spin up money? So government of nations take really seriously the issue of family planning because it's an individual level decision. That's why I love the approach that the government is taking. Think about all the things you're asking for and think about yourself. If you cannot take care of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, how do you expect the government to take care of 7.3 million people? When we put all those kind of pressure on the front line, it creates pressure overall on the entire country. So some of you would have said, hey, it doesn't concern me. Hey, it concerns you. You see, when those touts, those boys under the bridge, those boys doing junk, those boys doing hard drugs, that will start breaking into houses because they were born into families that they didn't receive care, they didn't receive love, they didn't receive good quality education. Why? Because of, maybe the mama born 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 when she was not ready. And so the boys have to be in the street. And the girls have to be in the street. You go along, they say that they challenge your husband, that they won't collect your man from you. Don't blame anybody. So the thing about educating people to, especially young people right now, to plan for their families, have healthy timing and spacing of pregnancy is so important.
All right, let's move on. So, what's the best and safest method of family planning?
The best and safest method of family planning is all the family planning methods.
And what are those methods?
All of them are safe. Whether it's condom does dual protection. Oral contraceptive pills, the one a woman will take every day. Injectables, IUDs, the one they call coil, implants, or the permanent method, the tubal ligation for women, and the vasectomy for men. All of them are safe. Okay, all of them are safe. But it seems that all of them may not work well for you at the same time. Okay. And that's why I say all of them are safe, because some men will have the discipline to use condom correctly and consistently. Some men cannot. Some men can say, vasectomy, what if something happen tomorrow? I can't cut them. This thing, we go walk away.
And what is that?
Vasectomy is like tying the tubes of a man. Okay, just this way we tie the tubes of a woman, you tie the tubes of a man. So the man will just be bringing only juices, no seeds. It will bring in semen and everything, but will not bring in the sperm cell because the tubes would have been tied. So the man will be like a eunuch, will have sex, enjoy sex, everything, but cannot get a woman pregnant. Vasectomy, and that service is available. If you want it, you can come in, and we can provide that service to you. It's very popular in some countries. It's popular in Ethiopia, in Uganda, in Zambia, in East and Southern Africa. It's very popular. Men just say, listen, I don't want Yagba, I don't bomb my own turn, to get me for picking them. I don't want, they play league outside, I get one titi naya, I get one titi day, let just tie this in. So I know titi can, will come and tell me that, the thing don't happen. Nothing like that. I just want to enjoy myself. Same with women. Women too, you can also tie their tubes permanently. When you are done with children, at times you see when some women do CS 1, 2, 3, 4, and the doctors will review and say, this woman, the way she did, she go carry belly again. Final one, she did go with the belly or she did go without the belly. They will just tie the tubes, okay? Tie the tubes for the woman, so the woman would not face that challenge again because she could. And a lot of women have, especially those who have repeatedly had, very difficult pregnancies and deliveries. The doctors will tell them they get permission. 1, 2, 3, they just tie it up so that you don't go into that trouble of, being exposed. Because at times, bringing life doesn't mean that you need to go as well. You should bring life and be alive to enjoy life. Then the IUDs is a non-hormonal one. You insert it in the cervix of the woman. The action is that because it has charge, it will always prevent conception from taking place. So you don't insert in the uterus, and it stays there for as long, and it protects the woman for 10 years. The implants are hormonal, and the injectables, they are hormonal. They will come into your system, and they may alter your cycle. That's why at times I said every woman responds, including the OCPs. Every woman responds to these things differently.
Okay.
And these are things that are normal with the method of contraception, because when you put in a new thing into your body at times will react to it and will become normal. So it's not bad. I said all of them, because they have been tested by WHO, they have been approved by the Ministry of Health and Sanitation to be used, and so no drama. It's all family planning methods that you see that's available in this country now are very good. What you need to do is to go to a clinic and do, there's what we call the WHO, that's World Health Organization eligibility wheel. So when you come into the clinic, that's why they spend, and not say you're in a hurry. The provider will talk to you about it. If you go to a clinic and say, what you want, they give that to you, don't take. Go say no, you look for another clinic where the provider will counsel you. We tell you the difference between each method. We educate you. And when you are taking the service, they will tell you. For example, for us in Marisos, when we finish with you, we also will give you a number that you can call when you have complications. You can call the number 247.
This actually brings me to the side effects on complications, if you like, of family planning. What are they?
So side effects, like I said, are very unique to every person. Okay, so that's why most times when people come in for family planning, we look at, we talk to you. Every method has what they do. Some women like to see their period every month. Some method of contraception will stop it completely. You won't see it until maybe you stop using that method. Some method, when you take it, you may spot and bleed. Some may affect your mood initially, but it becomes normal. So every woman, just come to the clinic, and for each method, we will tell you what the potential side effects are, so you are aware. Because if you know that, okay, if I take this method, after my period, I will see spot 1, 2, 3 days, or maybe there will be spontaneous spotting. I wouldn't panic that, what is this now? It's normal at times for women to spot, but, when you know that, okay, is this my family plan, or maybe when I have my period becomes heavier, or maybe the period doesn't show up, so you get to know, or maybe I now have some bit of small headache or some small pain, how do I cope with that pain, during my period or after my period or just before my period, and all of that. The pain was not there before, so we'll provide all the counseling for you, so you know that, okay, it's because, and with time it becomes normal. And every woman, some women, when they are on a particular method and they start enjoying it, that's why they will tell their friends, this one is balanced, where it's good for my body. No yagba, no drama. And that's why we provide, for example, all these methods, we provide them in thousands every month. Because some women, for example, know what is good for them, and they just know this. Do you give me my injection because it will work for me? No drama.
Okay. Perhaps finally, summarize by giving us the purpose of family planning.
The purpose of family planning is to improve the quality of life of women, their partners, and the community and the society. Family planning improves the quality of life of women and girls, and it does save the lives of women and girls, especially when it comes to the issue of contraception. One unintended outcome of sex is women getting pregnant. I may want to have sex today, and for me as a man, sex is just fun, being happy, releasing tension, having that moment and time with somebody I really love and affirm. But for a woman, it could be all of that too, and the possibility of a baby coming through at the end of the day. So family planning or contraceptives, helps women to live a fulfilled and happy life, just like any man wants to, they go today, I'm going down with my titi today, they stay with you, they stay with you today, and have fun with you today. She should be able to have that same level of fun and not be worried about what after 3 weeks or 4 weeks after that I start using touch to look for period. So contraceptive saves lives. It makes women to fulfill, and the man, and imagine everybody, men, you have time with your partner, your wife, you are not ready for a child, your wife is breastfeeding, or just a child is 2 years old, you have your plans, you're doing some projects and say belle don't happen. It's just like this COVID times, you know, with all the Yagba, is this the time you want to be having more children when, there's a lot of anxiety and concern. So family planning helps you to reduce all of those concerns. You get your partner on a family planning method. As a man, be part of your woman's life. Don't only enjoy and left and when you finish, you lie down, just the same way you sleep off. You just finish your business and go off. No, you have a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend. Don't bring contraceptive discussion. Don't make it a secret. Say, what do we do? And go get it together. Come to the clinic to talk with us and say which one will be good for us.
Thanks for talking to me, Dr. Omo Obi.
Thank you very much, Tambalebi. It's a great time talking with you, and I hope our listeners out there have had a good time. Maristopes is active and operates in all the 16 districts of Sierra Leone. We have clinics in 9 locations. Counseling is free, so walk in anytime. Call 3535 on Orange, Africell, QCell, Seratel for free, and talk to our providers who will counsel you and give you the best of advice on contraceptive service delivery. Thank you very much, listeners. Make sure this year you get pregnant when you want. If you have not planned to be pregnant this year, my listeners, don't get pregnant.
This is where I will bring down the curtain on this week's program. You've been listening to Ask the Expert on Radio Mount Orel CTN, FM 107.3, with me, James Tambalebi, and the focus of the discussion was the concept family planning. My expert was Dr. Ufoma Festus Omo Obi, Country Director of Maristopes Sierra Leone. Keep listening.
Tune into Radio Mount Orel, FM 107.3 every Monday after the 8 p.m. news bulletin and on Saturdays after the 7 a.m. news bulletin for Ask the Expert.